everybody, and welcome to the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. It's me, John. Hello.
John, hi.
Because now I'm here with two of my favorite people in the world. We have Chris.
Oh, yeah. And Chris is very excited for this week.
Yes. And we have Niall.
Hi, I'm here too. I'm less excited than Chris is, but I feel like for the past 20, 30 minutes or whatever that we've been getting ready, Chris has just been this ball of excitement ready to explode. So
yeah, I feel
I can't promise that energy.
I promised I wouldn't scream, and I will do my best to hold that promise.
Thank you.
Great.
I feel like most of the human population is not as excited as Chris is right now. So,
Right.
that's how it goes. Folks, this is actually a pretty packed week. I don't really know how many games we've played, but there were quite a few announcements this week. I don't know if we want to get the gameplay out of the way, or if we want to, maybe sprinkle it in, or just get to the news. I don't know. What are you all feeling? Because this was the week of gamers, I feel like. This was a gamers week, a gamers buffet. I mean, I'll make the call then, I could do that.
Please, yeah.
Please,
I'm still reeling from you calling this week the Gamers Buffet.
The Gamers Buffet. I mean, I could go over what was in the recent Gamers Buffet here. So there was a buffet of Xbox announcements that occurred.
There sure was.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is we're going to make this not be a 5-hour long episode of the show. I'm going to skim over everything that was announced, but we're going to stop on a certain things that we specifically picked out. So, so we can be normal about it. So the first thing that we're going to truly go over here is that Dragon Quest XI has been announced for Xbox One. And not only that, but the PS4 and PC versions are also going to have, there's going to be a new version, the S version, which was exclusive to the Switch for a while. Now, this is going to be a separate release, as in you can't just update your PS4 or PC version. You have to buy it again, because it is a straight port of the Switch version. So it has worse graphics.
Yeah. It's
amazing.
Very bizarre. I do wonder why that could have happened. There must be some kind of, developmental reason behind it, but it's very odd.
Yeah, I mean, They're taking the worst version of the game and making you, buy it again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If you're playing it on literally anything other than the Switch, it just seems like a terrible idea, right? It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and the S version does add a lot of very cool stuff. Don't get me wrong, it is worth it, but I would say just get it on Switch. Just play it on the Switch. Don't go out of your way to buy it again on a console that you probably already own it on, especially because, if you have it on PC, you could probably just get all that stuff as mods anyway. And, some of the stuff isn't even really that worth it. Like the orchestrated music, it's good, but it's not $40 good.
Yeah.
Let's see here. There was other games here. I'll skim over. Yeah, they had the Exomecha game. Sure. They showed more Watch Dogs Legion stuff. Echo Generation, which is a blocky game, a little RPG kind of. I don't know. I didn't see that one. I woke up a little late. There was Hello Neighbor 2. The children will like that. They will watch. Yeah. They will watch Markiplier play that one.
Yeah,
that's great. The next game that we wanted to talk about was Balan Wonderworld, which is the new game from Balan Studios, which is headed up by Yuji Naka and also working with Square Enix. Yeah, it looks like Billy Hatcher and Nights into Dreams. That's just, it looks like a Yuji Naka-ass game. You play as a kid in a magical realm where you're 3D platforming, and you get a bunch of different costumes that do different effects. They said that there's around 80, So that sounds fun. You know, it looks a lot like Billy Hatcher. It reminds me a lot of Billy Hatcher, and that's a good thing to be reminded of. Billy Hatcher's cool.
Is it? I always feel like people... I never played Billy Hatcher. I always feel like when that game comes up in conversation, it's like people making fun of it and mocking it for being really shitty.
It's just a strange game. It's a very weird thing, but it's good. It had its heart in the right place. It's not like an amazing game, but...
All right, fair.
It was just a weird GameCube game. It was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One of the big things that was shown off was there was actual gameplay of Halo Infinite.
Yeah, and it sure looks like another Halo game. You know, like, I feel like that's been the story of everything we've seen of this upcoming generation, like, so far, is it just looks like more of the same stuff, except it's in 4K now. Like, I feel like Halo especially is like, it just doesn't feel like we're on the cusp of a new generation, you know, like nothing anyone has shown anything that like implies that we're gonna get this great leap forward in terms of like gameplay concepts or whatever, like, or just design. And I don't know, like Halo I feel like especially stood out as just like it's another one of those.
Sure. I mean, I thought it looked nice. I haven't played a new Halo since Reach, so maybe just having that space helped.
Maybe.
Because, you know, 4 and 5 weren't really great, so that probably helps out a little bit. I just thought the gunplay looked really smooth. The grappling hook seems fun. I'm glad that it's a lot more free than the Doom grappling hook, because... I liked the Doom grappling hook, but I wasn't able to use it as much as I would have liked, and this seems more free. Just how quick the weapon switched was fun, because I've actually been playing Halo, just like I've been playing co-op with Steven, our buddy, and our old buddy Captain Snoop. Been playing some Halo with him, and that's just a really good time just to go back to that. But then again, like, you switch weapons and it takes like a full second and a half to, you know, pull out the pistol, switch to the assault rifle, because he's got to like lock and load it or whatever. But in Infinite, like, it was immediate. It was just like, okay, I'm using the assault rifle, switch to pistols, and then, you know, pick up a different weapon, switch. It's very quick, and I appreciate that a lot. The open world, I could take it or leave it. I'm pretty sick and tired of open world stuff, but it does seem like everything that there at least is a lot of things to do. You're very quick to get to the next thing as you're walking around. It's not just like, hey, here's a million miles of just nothing, and then you walk up to one little outpost. It did seem like there were quite a few places that you can run into enemies, and, you know, the enemies are coming at you in different ways, and it's still Halo. It's just on a grander scale, and that seems pretty okay. That seems pretty okay. We got State of Decay 3. Chris, I know you said that you're playing a lot of 2, right?
Yeah, I've been, like, this last week, I jumped back into State of Decay 2, and I really love those games. Like, just the stories you can tell with them without having an actual story are fascinating. Like, like the way things are, the way events unfold, it's just like... It's really, really fun to play, and like seeing a trailer for a State of Decay 3 got me actually pretty excited. Seeing snow and creepy zombie deer, it was like, it looks like they're really starting to change things up with it, I hope, but also I don't hope, which is a weird thing to say, because I just love the way those games, like, just the formula of those games and the natural stories that come from it.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
There's going to be a new Forza on Xbox. Okay.
Who would have possibly thought?
Who would have thunk? They have to show off their 4K resolution, 60 FPS ray tracing.
And cars.
And the cars. You get to see the road, you get to see the water, the rain, the tires.
The
Exciting.
wheels. Wait, those are the same thing.
Those are the same thing as tires, yes. Everwild, that's the new Rare game. It looked pretty, but they didn't say anything about what the hell it was. So, sure. Tell me why. This is the new Don't Nod game. Chris, you did want to speak on that just a smidge.
Yeah, there's just been some interesting stuff that they did with it. I think the stuff coming out around Deadly Premonition probably may have prodded it, but them just putting together a FAQ on their website that is just answers all the questions you might have about, is this thing problematic? What kind of stuff do you guys explore homophobia and stuff like that? And how does, all that stuff happen? And it's like, and they answer all those questions. Like, if you think there's going to be something triggering in there, the answer to most of it seems to be no. And like, oh, hey, answering it, we did a ton of research. The way they phrased it was weird sometimes, because it would be like, is the character's mom transphobic? And then immediately say, spoilers. And that on site tells me that the answer is going to be yes. I'd almost have preferred if they had just written flat out, no, spoilers explaining why, or something like that in there so you could click, because, yeah, they describe a scene in the game. But, so if you want to avoid all scenes, or if you want to avoid knowing any of the story of the game, you don't have to click it. But then you also don't get the answer to that question if you don't click it. So it's like maybe have it spelled out on the front part, just write out no instead of the way you did it. But it's still nice to see that, like, somebody go, hey, we know we're tackling a trans character, we know we're tackling a gay character, so people who are trans and gay can get the answers to their questions of, is this going to have stuff in it that really messes with my head, or really messes with my shit? And it's like, no, and that's kind of nice to see that I can get the answer to those questions rather than find out by playing the game and experiencing something that might end up being extremely triggering because they screwed something up. Deadly Premonition 2. Stuff like, so it's just it's nice to see a company handle it in a way that I can actually describe as what feels like the right way.
It's a complicated thing, because there's definitely a lot of people that feel like having, stuff like that treated as a spoiler is like kind of offensive in its own way. But it's a strange, difficult topic, and I don't think there's really a right way to do it for everybody. Much like how there's no way to express any kind of identity in a way that is true for everyone. Everyone lives their life their own way, so you can't really express one singular life for anyone. And I think as long as you take that into consideration, that is what you need to do. Yeah.
And as I said, that's why I say, if they had reworded things a little bit rather than had the answers, had the direct answer before the spoiler explaining how,
right.
It's like, okay, it would have been a lot better, because I don't want to have to look at a spoiler to see if, that's there. Because like I said, all it's just saying spoilers there tells me is, if I click on this, it's going to describe a homophobic scene or a transphobic scene, when the answer is no, it absolutely doesn't. So, it's just a matter of phrasing I wish they had worked on, but it's still nice to see a company try in a way that is actually helpful rather than anything.
There's some new version of Ori and the Will and the Wisps that's going to be for Series X. Okay. There's an Outer Worlds DLC, which, sure. They showed Grounded, which is that game where it's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but a survival game. There was Avowed, which is, I guess, the next big Obsidian RPG. It's like a first-person RPG. It looks a lot like Elder Scrolls, and I think it's in
It's in the Pillars universe.
Yeah, it's in the Pillars universe. So, sure. As Dusk,
It really did look a lot like Skyrim.
yeah, it does look just like Skyrim. So, as Dusk Falls, some like artsy drama game, sure. They got the Hellblade people to show up and just be like, "Hey, we went to Iceland. Isn't that great?" It's like, sure. Psychonauts 2, they showed that. That looks really good. They delayed it again to next year. It was supposed to be this year, but hey, shit happens.
Yep.
Jack Black's in it now, which that's not surprising at all.
People still letting Jack Black do things, I guess. Sure.
I mean, he is a great YouTuber. That guy should do movies or something, because his YouTube channel's quite funny.
I mean, he's still got those the singing chops.
Yeah.
Singing in that game is pretty cool. Sounds good. Tenacious D. Destiny's coming to Series X. Sure. Stalker 2, which that isn't new. I don't think they've announced like a bunch of Stalker games, and now they're like, oh, okay, this one's actually 2. Warhammer 40k Dark Tide. That looks like a Left 4 Dead kind of like, hey, here's 4 against the Horde sort of deal. Tetris Effect Connected, which is a new version of Tetris Effect. They're gonna like put it out as a free upgrade for all the other consoles next year, but they'll put it out on the Xbox One and Series X in 2020, like later on in the year. So the Gunk. It's a great name. Yeah. You play
like the stuff?
I guess. You play as a lady who has this big-ass, like, robot arm, and you use it to traverse around the level and clean up gunk. And it's from the SteamWorld people. And those are good games, so sure. The Medium. Niall, do you wish to talk about The Medium?
Kind of, like... So it's another Bloober Team game, and, like... I just wish Bloober Team would, like, stop... because they're putting out 2 or 3 games a year at this point, and all of them are shitty. Because they had like a game at the PS4 reveal as well, where they like teased that it was like about abortion and like miscarriage and shit, and it's just like, you guys like handle all these things and you do them terribly every time, whether it's Observer or Layers of Fear or Blair Witch. Like, you keep doing this stuff and it always sucks, and you're pumping out games like every 3 or 4 months and they always are bad. Like there is clearly some like level of artistic or like level design chops at Bloober Team, or whatever, but they just like, they need to stop like just churning shit out, like I don't know how they're not burning out their employees. I don't know how they're thinking like they're not just creatively running themselves dry. Like, it's just like nothing about anything they've shown or released over the last 2 years has been any good, and they just need to like not for a while. Like, they just need to go away and like hire somebody who can write something, hire somebody who can edit a script, like hire somebody who can direct a video game, and just make one game and not like force out a bunch of copy paste shitty bad horror games every 3 or 4 months. Like, it's just, they need to pump the brakes. Like, please.
If
I
they
have no
took
faith in this.
Yeah, if they took some of their ideas and gave it a couple of years instead of 6 months, they could probably make some really good games.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they churn them out. Like, their first game, was that Observer?
Their first game was the original Layers of Fear, and then it was Observer. And since then,
Layers
they've
of
just
Fear,
been pumping
the
them
original Observer, I really liked, and then everything after that, I've just been like, what this is garbage.
Yeah.
I just haven't.
They've also got like Observer 2 coming out, I'm pretty sure, like this year maybe, or early next year. Like, it's just too much. Like,
wasn't that a remake of Observer that they announced? It's like an
I don't remember.
Plus.
They announced so much stuff, like it's hard to keep track of like how much they're doing. It's too much.
I will say one of the first things that was in the trailer for the Medium was them just saying, It all starts with a dead girl. And I was just like, yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So I guess both of you will have things to say about this one. New Genesis Phantasy Star Online 2. So I will say, before you all go ahead, I am not in the know for Phantasy Star or MMOs in general. So when I saw this trailer and I was live tweeting this event, I was just like, oh, this is some kind of expansion or something like that. And then for like an hour and a half, or maybe even the whole rest of the day, I did not know what in the world this actually was. There were so many conflicting reports. Some people were like, yeah, it's an expansion. Yeah, it's a brand new game. Yeah, it's some kind of reboot. But from what I can gather, it is pretty much like a Realm Reborn update to Final Fantasy XIV. They're reworking the game, and you're going to be able to like bring your character along and all that stuff. But they're also going to keep the original Phantasy Star Online 2 going alongside it. So I don't know. That's weird because I mean, you know, people still like Phantasy Star Online 2, but so it's not like a Realm Reborn where they had to restart it because nobody would keep playing it. Like people are still playing PSO2.
Yeah.
But this definitely looks like a higher quality product. You know, you're actually like moving around a lot more, and the models definitely look better, and all that. So, I don't know. Do either of you have things to say about New Genesis?
Yeah, like, so New Genesis, from the way they've made it sound, is going to be much more like or not a traditional MMO, but like a current MMO. They've used the word like open field as opposed to what it is currently, where it's like you're in like your hub ship and you go out on like instant missions. This is going to be more like a Final Fantasy XIV or a Black Desert or something like that, where you're running around in the world or whatever. And like it makes sense, I guess, in a lot of ways, because PSO2 is an 8-year-old video game that barely works as is. Like pretty much everybody I know who has tried to play it on PC, including myself, has had huge like issues with it. Like you pretty much have to download the like fan-made launcher to install it and get it to work without deleting itself or just breaking for no reason, like as is. So and like as well, for somebody like me who lives in Europe, you have to go through like all this shit to just like change your PC's region and all this stuff just to even get the client to download. It's a pain in the ass. So it probably does need this like to work properly. It also sounds like Sega isn't really involved with the version that's out there right now in North America, so I don't nobody seems to know even who's running it. My hope is that this new version of it will make it so they can actually release it in Europe, because from things I've heard about the game and from like speculation I've read from other people, it seems like there's weird like scratch card stuff in it as it is right now, which is probably why it hasn't been released here, and you have to jump through all the hoops because it like countervenes like EU gambling laws basically for video games. So like the whole thing just seems to be a total mess as it is right now, and I'm really hoping that this not only modernizes it but actually gets it out there, and more than anything else that it makes it so it actually like will work and not just delete itself or break itself for no reason if you're on PC. So
yeah, like this for me is something that I've put over the last 27 years since the game came out, a couple hundred hours into it, and like part of the reason I haven't gotten the US version is just like I put so much time into my character that I don't want to just start all over from the beginning. But this kind of reboot actually like has me interested, because it's like, oh, with this, I actually think I will start over from the beginning because there's an actual reason to. I'm not losing all my time and progress I put into this. I'm starting anew, but it's a new experience. So that would be, a good excuse for me to join my friends who did recreate characters over on the US servers and continue to play with them, even though we still mostly play we mostly play the original way. So, but it's like, I want to be able to play with the friends of mine that got into it when it was re-released here, but the way it is now, I just don't want to because I got so many hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. There was Crossfire X, which is a very generic-looking first-person shooter, but its trailer fucking sucked. Mm-hmm. They had a like a drama movie trailer version of X Go and Give It to You.
At no point did anyone shoot marbles at a Beyblade. This thing sucks.
Yeah, it's bad. Looked bad.
That's the only Crossfire I care about.
Yeah, Forza Horizon 4 and Sea of Thieves and some other stuff. That's all going to be on Series X with optimizations. And then the last thing they announced was that Fable is going to be a thing again. Playground Games, the people that normally made Forza games, they're making the new Fable. Sure.
It'll be interesting to see what Fable is without Peter Molyneux.
Yeah, is it even really Fable if you don't have Peter Molyneux directing it?
If you don't have Peter Molyneux out there, well, you're going to get married and have children and work on a farm, and you don't even have to play the story. You could just live your life forever.
Can't wait.
No, you can't. I can run around and I can fart. Yay!
I can do that in real life. I don't need to do that.
I know.
I don't need to do that in a game. It's lame as shit, Peter. Come on. Oh well. So yeah, how did you all feel about the Xbox event in general?
It was kind of nothing, I feel like, I'm not excited for, anything, really, with this new generation of consoles and stuff. I feel like I'm still waiting for something to grab me and make me feel like we're taking a big leap forward here, as opposed to just, it's the same stuff, it's just gonna look a little better. So, this didn't do anything to change that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was maybe a little bit more positive on it than you were, but most of that positivity I think was focused in on Halo. Just
sure.
I watched that Halo trailer and I was pretty stoked about it, but everything else, I was just like, whatever. I mean, I'll probably try it with Game Pass or whatever, but
yeah, because everything they showed, they went to pains to let you know a few times that it was all on Game Pass, the best deal in gaming.
Best deal in gaming, yeah, it sure is.
I mean, it really is. I mean, that's why I started playing State of Decay and things like that, because it's I could try out these games I've always kind of been interested in. Oh, it turns out I'm kind of obsessed.
Hey, speaking of Game Pass, real quick, try that Carrion game?
Yeah?
The game whips ass. It is.
I did not know that was on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass, yeah. It's, for those of you who don't know, you play as this messed up alien creature that just looks like a big hunk of, blood and guts, and you travel around a research facility and kill everyone and grow your influence across the facility, just breaching everything, spreading your disgusting tendrils everywhere, and leveling up your power, because it's a Metroidvania. It's a really straightforward Metroidvania, but it is still one of those. You are still going from room to room, solving little puzzles by upgrading your abilities and finding new ones. It's simple but effective, but I will say I think a lot of that game is carried by how visceral it is.
Sure.
If it wasn't so just foul to look at in a good way, it is. Yeah. It is disgusting. It is revolting, but you want that. You want to see this massive flesh ripping people apart. You want to see just moving around in that game, because you're not lurching around, you're shooting out tendrils and then pulling yourself in. You're just constantly hearing that pitter patter of the tendrils flying out and grabbing onto the wall and pulling yourself forward. It is such a good sound. It feels just amazing to go from room to room because you're moving fast. So you'll enter a room and be out of there in a second because you're just gonna turn around. You're just gonna grab what you need to grab and get out of there. And you're just it's really fun to just move in that game. But yeah, it is very basic. So I would say wait for a sale or something, because it's a Devolver game. It'll be like $5 in a few months, or play it on Game Pass. That is definitely where you should play it, because it is a good Game Pass game. It is good to just be like, yeah, I'll try it out. I'll play that, and
Sure.
It's fun. It's fun. I like it a lot, though.
I'm gonna have to download that.
Yeah, I'd say check it out, as long as you have the stomach for it. Because again, it's nasty. It is a nasty game, but again, in a good way. Like Ryan, to shout out another ex-choocher, Ryan was just talking it up too on Twitter, because he loves like The Thing and all that. You're pretty much playing as The Thing. You're not like disguising yourself as anything, but you are that like mass of flesh from The Thing, and you're just going around killing people. All right. Niall, do you want to talk about anything?
Sure. I played the hot new release, Ghost of Tsushima. So, do either of you remember the episode of The Simpsons where Homer and Marge are judged to be like unfit parents, so the Flanders adopt Bart and Lisa?
Yes.
And there's a joke in that episode where they're like, after eating dinner at the Flanders house, and Ned is like, okay, who wants like non-dairy ice milk for dessert? And like Rod and Todd and Maude all like put up their hands, and they're like, yeah, I want like whatever weird flavor. And then Maude goes like, oh, I want unflavored. That's what fucking Ghost of Tsushima is. It's unflavored non-dairy ice milk, the video game. It is the most like creatively bankrupt video game I think I have played in a long time. Like 10 years ago, if this game came out, you would have said it was like a video game, and it's not even that. Like in 2020, like it looks great, and that's about like it. Like it is the most generic, like flavorless, like boring open world video game you could ever make. It is all the tropes. It is just, here's a fairly decently sized map with a lot of icons on it, and you go to the icons and you do all the generic stuff, your fetch quests and your like generic like enemy compounds and all this stuff. And it's just like, it's like baffling that anyone could present this as like the capstone video game for this generation. It's actually like, doing that is actually kind of the biggest like accidental dunk you could ever make on AAA video game design, because it's so uninspired and it has nothing to offer. It's a samurai game that somehow manages to work exploding red barrels into it.
Like, oh my god! Like
it's unreal. It's there is not a single thing in Ghost of Tsushima that wasn't in like the Ezio era of Assassin's Creed. It honestly feels like a game from 10 years ago, except it looks way better, and like the story is awful. Like I played about 8 hours of it, and I'm not going to play anymore because I'm not going to make myself miserable playing any more of it. But the whole story up to this point has just been your weird like samurai dude who kind of talks like, if you imagine like Paul Walker in the Fast and Furious movies, but with a vague like Japanese accent where it's just completely flat, like bored delivery the entire time. And he's just like, I need to go get my uncle from the Mongols. Like that's all it's been. 8 hours in is just this dude like complaining that he needs to go get his uncle from the Mongols, and just going up to people and being like, help me get my uncle from the Mongols. And it could not make a worse impression out of the gate. Like, unless you are somebody who is completely enamored with how the game looks, because it does have a beautiful, color palette and it looks amazing, or you are the biggest fan in the world of Rashomon and Seven Samurai, because it's like taking shots from those movies like wholesale, but it's also doing a weird thing where it's trying to ape like Japanese samurai movies, but it's also got a lot of I think accidental, but it might be intentional, but it feels accidental because they're also taking a lot of like shots and compositions from like Chinese style like period movies as well, which is very like, it feels very like out of place, or not out of place, but like they don't know what they're even trying to emulate in a lot of ways. So it's a very strange way of composing it. It's just boring. Like it's just shit. You know, like it's nothing.
Like I've been watching a bunch of friends stream it, and I was trying to think of a word to describe it, and like today, like my friend Nate Mang just posted the best description of it I could think of, which was it's like the PF Chang's of video games.
Yeah,
it's like just that cheap. Yeah, it's not really, you know, Asian food, but I mean it is, but it's not. It's just. It's been weird to watch that game because I could not think of a way to describe how fake it felt.
Right, yeah. It's like if you go to a restaurant and you order your meal and they bring you out like the most amazing looking dish you've ever seen in your life, and you take that first bite and you're like, oh, that's weird, it doesn't taste like much, maybe I need to mix these ingredients around a little bit. So you do that, and then you take another bite and it's like, oh, it's still nothing, I'm not tasting anything, it's flavorless. You know, you finish it and you're full, but you're not satisfied. Like it's like that. Like there is nothing to it. It's the most generic thing it could possibly be. I will never understand how shooting some red barrels with a regular arrow causes them to explode. Like it's just it feels so much like nobody who was like high up on the production chain of this game has played anything since 2010. Like it's just. It's the kind of game that, like, I imagine, like, Yves Guillemot would see and just, like, go crazy about, like, oh, somebody's finally figured out how to make something that's more generic than we're doing at Ubisoft. Like, what? How do we fix this? Like, it's just, it's just the most bland gruel you could possibly ever play, and the critical reaction to it of, like, this is one of the best games of the generation is baffling to me.
Like, I've enjoyed all the writers writing, like, this reminds me of an old American Western. Like, not a samurai film. I'm like, yeah, you mean that Western that was inspired by samurai films?
Yeah.
It's been super weird, like, the reaction to it.
I will mention that there is an argument that Westerns, that it was like a back and forth thing where like Westerns inspired samurai films and vice versa. Like it was more of a give and take. So that isn't necessarily a completely baseless thing to say, but it's also just like, it is just extremely generic and out of date. It is out of date storytelling.
Like it feels like the kind of game that it isn't bad. It's just like mediocre. And those are kind of the worst for me. Because a bad game I can get joy from. Deadly Premonition was a bad game, but I played all the way through and loved it. But, like, I mean, there are a lot of those that are...
Yeah.
There are a lot of bad JRPGs that I've played all the way through because I wanted to see what the fuck the train wreck was going to be. Star Ocean 4, one of my least favorite games of all time. Also one of my favorite because it's such a fucking train wreck. It's just like...
Right.
Yeah.
And this doesn't have any of that. This is just... It's nothing.
Exists.
It exists, and that's all it does, and it offers you nothing new that you haven't seen before. Like, it is, and it doesn't understand even the thing it's trying to emulate, and it's just, it's not even mediocre enough to be interesting, you know? Like, it just, everything functions, everything is normal, everything just feels like an old open world video game from the 360 PS3 era. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much all it is. It just looks a lot nicer.
Well, that's fucked up.
It is.
It's fucked up. What a way to end the console generation. Thank you.
What a way.
What a way.
What a sign-off for this fucking generation of games. It's unbelievable.
I mean, to be fair, it ends with mediocrity, and it started with 1,000 remakes.
Yeah, it's true.
Hey, they're still putting out 1,000 remakes, so...
That's also true.
I can't wait for the PS5, Xbox Series X generation to also be 1,000 remakes.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just going to be 1,000. Hey, you can upgrade to this.
I mean, I appreciate that option is there, because, you should always be able to have your games, but, be normal about it.
Yeah.
Make it cheap or free.
Very true.
Let's see here. Chris, do you want to just... I will not be unleashing you, but I will be... those like dog leashes where you can like press the button and it lets them go a little bit. Like, I'm doing that to you right now. I'm gonna let you go a little bit. Do you want to just go ahead?
I woke up this morning after Thursday was like the worst day ever of this week. Just a really bad day. Like, there's no way I'm going to be happy on Friday. And I woke up and I became the happiest person alive. Like, Yoshitaka Murayama, who made Suikoden, has been teasing for a long time that something was coming this week, and something was coming, and then something was coming to today. A long time. I was sitting there with the stuff he was posting on Facebook and things like that, going, "Oh, he's posting old Suikoden development art and stuff like that. Oh, that must be doing like a Suikoden art book or something like that, or maybe something like that is coming." No, he's getting together with the original crew, and they are making what is essentially just a new Suikoden game. The original art designer, Junko Kawano, other Konami people, Juichi Murakami from, Dracula stuff. I mean, it is like a reunion of fuck Konami proportions of all these people. And yeah, it's just a Suikoden game. Reading what they're talking about, it's a small war, it's a smallish war in a single nation. It's exactly what Suikoden games are. You've got your main characters. One of them will probably betray you at some point and join the other side for a while, and maybe rejoin you at the end, or maybe be the last boss. Who knows? But it's very like, oh, hey, you're going to recruit 100 people. You're going to do all the Suikoden stuff. And it's a pixel art game that is just like, I mean, it seems like the screens they have worked on are still early, but it's got that Octopath kind of look to it that is just gorgeous. And like, I'm screaming by the concept of, yeah, it's a world with elves and beastmen and, humans and dwarves. And it's like, oh, yeah. This is 100% just a Suikoden game. I hope the Beastmen are talking cats like Suikoden 4 was. It's just like the amount of excitement I have is just waking up to that. Just set my whole day in like the brightest mood I have been in so long. I mean, I have been trying not to scream on this podcast with how excited I am. I'm still holding it in. I am tearing up a little bit. I am legitimately tearing up a little bit right now because, like, yeah, you wake up to a Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, which is just...
I was going to say, you have not said the name of this game yet.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's a new Suikoden from the original creator of Suikoden. And it's just like everything I want is there. Building my fortress, recruiting people who are just craftsmen and whatnot, instead of, like, not everyone needs to be usable in your battle party. Sometimes you just need an item shop person. No. Like, the fact that the magic is even called runes is like, squealing with delight at every little thing. And like, it's coming to Kickstarter on the 27th. Whatever the highest tier is, I'm probably going to back it at that.
God.
I am just like, I have not had like this has been a good week for news for me. It's like Chris's week of news. Everything I love.
Hey,
everything I love seemed to be re-announced.
It happens for all of us, like there's been John weeks, there's been Niall weeks, and now you got Chris week.
But this is legitimately
Power Week.
I could not be happier to be alive right now. I can't wait for 2022. Yeah, it's 2 years away. I can wait. It's a new Suikoden from the original crew. And if the Kickstarter is successful, then Konami might go, actually, maybe people do want an RPG and make a new actual Suikoden that won't be as good, but will still mean Suikoden exists. And
sure. Hey, this is like a Travis Touchdown and Smash Bros. Level of announcement for you, so I get it. Good for you. I'm happy.
I legitimately cried this morning.
I hope that Kickstarter gets its ass kicked. I hope you get it. I hope you get that game and it's as good as you hope it is.
Everyone, please, I need this.
I will not
tell
put in a
people
pledge
they
for
have
you,
to
for your sake.
something.
I will put in a pledge.
I can't. But
yeah, well,
I'm just beaming with delight. Sorry.
Good luck to those Suikoden folks, all that team. Good luck to them.
Yeah.
All the character designs that they've shown are so good too. It's just like, and it's diverse. It's like you have somebody who's clearly Asian, clearly white, somebody who's clearly black. It's a black woman. It's like, yes. It's good. Oh, I'm so happy right now. Mm-hmm. We can move on because I could probably actually just keep screaming for like an hour, and I probably would. So please take it away from me because, yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of, I guess, like fan or not really fan, because the Suikoden people are making this one, but spiritual successors. The folks behind Lethal League, Team Reptile, are pretty much making a new Jet Set Radio. It is called Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. You're, skating, painting, like doing graffiti, dancing, running away from the cops. It's Jet Set Radio. And I mean, they got Hideki Naganuma to do the music. It's that. It is just Jet Set Radio. It looks like Jet Set Radio. It looks like it plays like Jet Set Radio. I don't know if they've said that there's going to be any kind of Kickstarter or whatever. No, they're just releasing it. Yeah, just a 2021 game. So that'll be out next year. But yeah, they're making a new Jet Set Radio that isn't Jet Set Radio because Sega's not going to do it. So hey, there you go. And like, I've never really been into Jet Set Radio, but I fucking love Hideki Naganuma's music. Like he's a wacko on Twitter talking about keeping track of if he's horny or not, and making posts about Peter Griffin and Cleveland and all that. Like he loves talking about Family Guy on there, but of all things, that dude is an amazingly talented musician. So I am excited to hear more of his songs.
Like the tracks he did for Lethal League Blaze are so good. Good.
Yeah, I have Ain't Nothing Like a Funky Beat on my like regular rotation. Just if I'm just driving to pick something up real quick, I will turn that on, and that song is so goddamn good. Sonic Rush OST. Oh, he's so good. He is so good.
And this is like the second Jet Set inspired game this year, isn't it? Like you had
Not this year.
What was it, Hover Revolt of Gamers?
They really, I think they might have just released that like on consoles or something. But yeah, there was that Hover game that he also did music for, but that game was not that good. So this one, yeah.
We got a code for review for Hover, and I could not get past like the main menu of the game, hard crashing my PS4. So
wow,
yeah.
So I trust Team Reptile a bit more to do this.
Yeah.
So
I guess that game truly lived up to its title, The Revolt of Gamers.
Yeah, revolting gamers. Let's see here. I guess I'll just mention I played more Paper Mario. Mm-hmm. The more of that game that I play, the more I like it. I really like that game. I won't delve too much into it because I went really hard last week. But yeah, I think if you're open-minded about just playing a game that is not old Paper Mario, I'd say still give this one a shot. It's fun. It's very funny. Very funny. I've been laughing on the reg as much as I did when I was playing Thousand Year Door. It's just, the combat's different, and I don't think the combat's bad. The more I do the combat, the more fun I'm having. I do miss partners, but at the same time, just the way that this combat is set up, you don't need them, because if you line the enemies up correctly, you'll just kill them in one turn. It's more about solving the puzzle than really doing combat, which again, if you want actual combat, that's one thing. I do just I kind of wish that they had that they didn't let Mario and Luigi team die. Like Alpha Dream got shut down, and I feel so bad about that because I feel like that would have been like where people could have gone for the Mario RPG, like the actual like hard RPG like that people would want. But I don't know. It's a strange thing. I do hope that maybe they'll bring back Mario RPG or Mario and Luigi sometime.
I think they will eventually.
Yeah, probably. Or hell, you know what? Call up Square Enix. Make a sequel. Do Super Mario RPG 2. People would love that. I guess people won't shut up about G now for a reason. That game is good.
Yeah.
So if they made a sequel to that, even if it wasn't Square Enix, like if they just took what Square Enix did and made a new one of those, that'd be great. But yeah, this game is still very fun, and the music, holy shit, the music, it's so good. It's so good. Just
that's
even if you're not
one reason. Sorry, that's the one reason I've been wanting to get it is just the music.
Even if you're not super interested in the game, I would say still look up the OST. It's very good. So there was a Nintendo Direct this past week.
There was,
but it wasn't anything that people wanted, and the Nintendo fans.
Well, those people are dumbasses.
Okay, yeah, I should say it wasn't what the Nintendo fans wanted.
It was what Chris wanted.
Yeah, it was.
So they announced a few things that were, of interest. There's the Cadence of Hyrule update where there's some new characters and there's going to be new stages, like a new world in the future. They showed off WWE Battlegrounds.
They sure did.
And some game called Rogue Company that I don't think anyone really cares about either. There was some other stuff that they showed off on the Japanese version as well. Specifically, the big one for them that we didn't get was the new Atelier Ryza game, which that leaked a little bit ago. But those games are good. All the Atelier games are good, and Ryza's pretty simple for people that want to get into those games. So, that's fine. I think Ryza's in her 20s now, and she's still cooking, just mixing shit.
Good for her.
Everyone loves Ryza, yeah. But then the big thing that they showed off was, two games, I should say. The first thing they did was they announced that there will be a remaster of Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne.
I still can't believe that. Voice acting and just a Nocturne remastered. They've done everything in their power over the last 10 years to distance themselves from Cosmic Kaneko, it seems, ever since Persona got really popular, to see them go back to what is my favorite Shin Megami Tensei game and one of my favorite games of all time, and hey, we're doing a remaster and it's going to be on everything, is I'm still like, how has this week been so good to me?
Hey, no, that's how it is. But yes, they announced that remaster of Nocturne. The graphics look very pretty. It'll be coming out on Switch, definitely over here. I don't know if they've said that the PS4 version is coming out over here, but they said there will be a PS4 version in Japan.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna get it on Switch, which, RPGs on Switch. It's a good console to play RPGs on.
It's a great RPG to play consoles on. A console to play RPGs on.
Yeah,
boy, it's broken my brain.
That too.
But what scared me at first when I saw that screen pop up is remembering the remake of Devil Survivor that they did for 3DS, where they redrew all the artwork to not be Kazuma Kaneko's designs anymore. And it was like, no, I'm just violently angry now. Like, replaced a bunch of characters and stuff like that. And it's like, but no, this is just Nocturne with voice acting and no Dante, which makes it great.
Yeah, it's going to be the Raito version.
Yes.
And then they finally confirmed that Shin Megami Tensei 5 is still alive and is coming out next year as well.
Not just coming out next year, day and date with the Japanese release.
That's right.
They've never done that with games.
Mm-hmm.
That's the wild part to me. Like,
big deal.
That was the biggest news for me of that whole thing, because I remember waiting months for, was it like a year and a half for Tokyo Mirage Sessions or something like that?
Something like that.
Like, friggin' Persona 5 Scramble still hasn't come out.
Yeah.
It's like, or even been announced for localization anywhere. It's just like, why?
It's like, it totally will come out because, it's Persona 5. It will sell, but still.
Yeah. Like the day and date thing was the biggest part of that news, because Atlas has never done that.
Yeah. The SMT3 will be spring of next year. I think it's going to be like late this year in Japan. But yeah, that's really cool. That is super cool that they are giving SMT the time of day. They got all the Persona out of their system and, reject God once again.
I can hang out with my best friend Pixie for 50 hours before I kill God with her.
How lovely.
I'm so happy.
Become the bug
You're gonna
inside
get to have
you.
Mara on your Switch.
Yeah.
Except it's the weird Nocturne Mara, so it's not the dick on the golden chariot, it's weird, just the tip.
Oh.
Sounds good. It's everything you could ever ask for in a game.
Truly is.
Niall, what else? What else have you been playing?
So I played a game that is sort of the inverse of Ghost of Tsushima. If Ghost of Tsushima is a good-looking game with no substance, this is a game called Trackmania, which is a game that has some of the worst UI and messaging and is just confusing to navigate and use. But then you get into it and you get into a track and it's fucking it's Star Wars Metallica and it's just perfect and it's beautiful and there is nothing like it. There's nothing like going into the Obi-Wan action cam as a German man yells DJ Lucas the best over and over over a dubstep remix of a Guns N' Roses song. It's beautiful. So Trackmania has been it's been around forever, and this is a new version of it. This is the first one I've ever played. And there's 3 different versions of it. There's a free-to-play version, which is basically a demo. There's a $10 version, and there's a $25 version, I believe. And they do a very bad job at messaging, what you need to buy to get what. I think to join like public rooms, you need the $10 version, and I highly recommend people like at least go and grab that, because there really is like just nothing like Trackmania. It's essentially a time trial racing game, but people make their own tracks. They can add their own music. You know, it's completely. It's like Little Big Planet or Dreams, but if they were good, you know, like. It's just like there is no feeling quite like getting into Star Wars Metallica and seeing like the word Metallica just slowly scroll across your screen while some like French esports dude is in the chat complaining about the Obi-Wan action cam and like downvoting the track, which then like prompts the entire rest of the server to upvote it as much as they possibly can. And you get into the pod racing section and it's just unbelievable. And then like, you know, as the timer runs down on the track, you start seeing the next track up is like the actual pod racing course from Star Wars Episode 1 that somebody made. And then you're playing that while like a Limp Bizkit dubstep theme plays. And then you're on to like some sideways loop-de-loop track while Buck Bumble plays. It's just beautiful. It's one of the most unique video games that you could possibly play, especially in a 2020 where everything is just boring, samey sludge. Like, there is nothing like Trackmania, and I think it is just... It makes me happy that something like Trackmania can exist, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's published by Ubisoft, so it shouldn't have any of the fun in it that it has. Like, It shouldn't have the ability to add weird dubstep Katy Perry songs to, like, your server. It shouldn't have the ability to put pictures of Fred Durst all over the place. It shouldn't have, like, the ability to just make the camera wobble and everything turn green and just like have Comic Sans font flying across the screen. But it does. It's such a bizarre thing that it gives you hope for video games and humanity and just the world in general. It is just, you get onto a good Trackmania server and there's nothing that compares to it. It's just a beautiful experience, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely recommend people try and figure out what version of Trackmania they should pick up. I bought the like premium, I guess, the $25 version because I wanted to customize my car. I'm still figuring out how to make my Wardlow car look right. It doesn't quite look right. I just have pictures of his face like all over it, but I'm still figuring that out. I love it so much.
I can't wait to see what your car looks like. Yeah. Trackmania is incredible, and I'm so glad more people are getting into it because it's so incredible. Dumb. It's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It is the most, like... I can't believe Ubisoft let this get out there. I can't believe... Like, it doesn't even feel like Ubisoft know it's out there. It's like somebody at Nadeo just, like, secretly worked on it and pushed a button, and, like, somewhere Yves Guillemot is like, what's happening? What's out? What did we release? Like, well, it's just...
Remember when they were trying to do a few years back, they were trying to do, like, Mania World? When they introduced Shoot Mania and Quest Mania, and those died really quick.
They did.
But, like, you know, Trackmania will never die, and there's one reason and one reason alone for that, and you already listed it. It's the only game where Star Wars Metallica can exist.
Yeah, it is. Like that first, 3 or 4 days after it came out was kind of quiet, and then all of a sudden you go on there and, like, somebody has just perfectly ported Star Wars Metallica from the old game over, and you're like, okay, I'm home now. This is where I'm meant to be. This is where... This is the Trackmania I've heard about for so many years, and it's just... it's beautiful.
Yeah. Chris, what else?
Well... I have continued my run of Guilty Gear. I think I go back to that game a lot when I'm stressed out, just for the way it just feels good. Like, I went into it last week, and this week I've been learning a new character a little bit. Just trying to learn how Milia works. Because the hair thing is really cool, and just, hair loops and stuff as really good, options for, making people guess. It's just such a nice game for me to just be able to learn and feel good all the time. That, I'm not winning a lot of fights when I go online, but I always feel like I'm getting better. So, going into a lobby, getting completely trucked, normally for a lot of people that feels terrible, but I'm like, no, I need to fight this guy again. And then I fight that guy again, and I do a little better, because I'm realizing the things he's doing, and getting my head around the tools I have a little more in action instead of just in practice mode. And you do a little better every time, and then you eventually win a round, and you just feel incredible. Yeah. I mean, you never win 2 rounds until you switch back to your main. But, I don't mind getting completely annihilated for like 3 hours of just online play, and just, it's like I'm getting trucked, but I feel so happy having it happen, because I'm learning something new. I'm learning how these characters work, so that when I fight against them, I can do a little better. I'm a little better at kicking them in the face.
Sure. What else? Is there any news for you?
Oh, yes, there's definitely
You want to finish popping off? You want to go to the next thing?
But, the Final Fantasy XIV live letter happened this weekend.
It sure did.
Like a couple days ago. I stayed up till 4 a.m. to start watching it. I did not think it would be 4 hours long.
God.
It was 4 hours long, and anyone who follows me on Twitter just saw me screeching the entire time, because I couldn't scream out loud because it's 4 a.m, and the last thing I want to do is be that asshole that wakes up my girlfriend. But just, there was a lot in that, a lot of information about what they're changing, which I didn't think we would get a lot of new information, from the last live letter, where they told us all these things. But this time they showed them in action. They showed that we're going to get an incredible lesbian Hawaiian shirt and khakis, and I can't wait. They showed us so many, all the new mounts, like Near Mount, and my best math tutor is becoming a mount, and just, there's so many things that they announced that I just want to hit a few of them that were big. They announced a new Yokai Watch game during the Final Fantasy XIV news thing.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Huh? There's a new Yokai Watch game coming for the Switch, and they announced it in the Final Fantasy XIV live letter because they are doing a crossover with some absolutely adorable weapons and a frickin' Jibanyan mount where you sit on him like a couch.
All right, sure.
Final Fantasy XIV is really dumb and amazing, and I love it, and everyone should play it. The biggest news, though, and I still can't believe how confident they are in their A Realm Reborn revamp, because they are giving you... They had a free trial where you could play any job up to level 35. Now that free trial is going to be any job all the way up to level 60, including every single job that you could learn before Stormblood came out. And you can play all the way up until Stormblood starts.
Yeah, you can, play, I think, the best part of the game, which is like
Heavensward is amazing. And
it's great.
And the post-patch Heavensward. Please come and cry about so many things. I cry about dragons. Heaven's Ward is so good.
It's really, really great.
And like just going free to play for like if you're playing it normally and like if you're mainlining the story stuff, which you can do now. They rebuilt the Realm Reborn stuff so that if you just do the MSQ quests, it will take you to level 50. Even if you aren't doing your daily roulettes, which you should be doing, but you'll still get to level 50 when you finish the last quest. So that you don't have these, like, part of what kept me from fully getting into A Realm Reborn for a long time. Like, I quit that game multiple times until I got totally obsessed with it, was the fact that you'd hit points where it's like, okay, I'm level 43. I can't do the next quest until I'm level 47, which means I'm taking a week to do random stuff because I can't go to the next main story quest yet. And it just made me drop off the game multiple times, which kind of sells me on what they are doing with their reboot, with their revamp of that content to streamline it, and just the confidence they have in that game to go, we're going to give you easily hundreds of hours of content.
Yeah.
You'll have access to a raid, 2 alliance raids, which are the big 24-man ones. You'll have access to something like, I want to say 56 dungeons at that point, because there are, I think,
that sounds
36
right.
in the original game, and then another it's like 56 or 52. It's somewhere up there. And like a whole ton of big boss fights, just an incredibly huge amount of content for free. Like, there's some limitations, like your retainers, and I'm not sure if you
can't
can
trade, I think.
Yeah,
right?
or the multiplayer.
Yeah.
The PvP stuff, I don't think you can do. I forget, but it's just the
none of the
important
stuff. Like, it's all like stuff around the edges that you can't do. And honestly, like, just the fact that they're getting rid of the like part between A Realm Reborn and Heaven's Ward, or like revamping that alone is like would be enough, like, I think, to recommend it to a new player. But like, now that you can play it all the way up to Stormblood for free, it's just that's up there with Game Pass as the best deal in gaming for me. I think that's a really good package.
I could not believe that when they announced it. I was just like, wait, no, what?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's more than enough game for anyone, and I guarantee anyone is probably going to get to the last patch before Heaven's Ward starts, and then through Heaven's Ward, like, that's when it really gets good. The last patch before Heaven's Ward is when they finally figured out, like, camera angles and cutscenes. And then Heaven's Ward and whatnot, most of the content is voice acted all of a sudden. There's a lot more voice acting. There's a lot more cinematography. There's
different voice actors, which is huge, because that A Realm Reborn cast, some of those people sound like they have never spoken a word of any language in their entire lives.
Are they going to re-record Gaius, though? I hope they don't. I want
as long as they
Dracula
re-record
around forever.
As long as they re-record Minfilia, that's all that matters as far as I'm concerned.
Hey,
that is like
to the Walking Sands.
Oh, the worst performance I've heard in a video game since like Resident Evil 1. It's unbelievably bad.
It's astounding. Like, the fun part is like the sprouts I've been raising have gotten far enough that now they are just making the, oh, pray return to the Walking Sands jokes. Because, god damn it. I know it's the Waking Sands, but it's called the Walking Sands because we have to walk there like 30 times. Oh, it's the worst.
It's the worst.
but with it streamlined, I mean, you're still probably going to have to do that a bunch of times. But it's such a cool like thing that they are that this confident in their streamlining that I'm so excited to see what it is that I am actually like. Yeah, I've decided I'm going to start an alternate character over on y'all's data center so that I can play with like you and Rose and everyone a little bit. And learn healing with friends and help Solon and do all that stuff. And just because I've wanted an alt and to be able to play with friends over there. So it's like, yeah, it's definitely happening. And I want to go through whatever their new A Realm Reborn is.
Sure. Yeah. Here's my tip for you is that healing is like the easiest thing in the world. It is.
I know.
It is so easy. As like exclusively a white mage player in that game so far, it is the easiest thing you could ever do. It's so simple.
Yeah, but I'm scared of it because I started with I bought a boost so I could get that XP boost to get through that big hump of XP between 34 and 37. So instead of taking like multiple days to get there, I just did it in one because I got a massive XP boost. So all my roulettes were like, you can take on the next quest now. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I bought that and I feel bad about it because I don't want to learn to heal from level 1 and I want to play with more friends. So like, heck yeah, it's a good idea for me to go hang out with more of y'all and still have my main over on Aether, but to have that option open to me to play with you guys and whatnot. And then the other things that were announced, I mean, they told us a lot about like the Nier raid, showed some cutscene stuff. I don't want to go into spoilers, so I won't. I'm scared. I'm really, really scared, but it looks really good, and I'm expecting that I'm going to cry. They talked about the Dwarf Beast Tribe quest stuff, which surprised me with where it was. Like, hey, I can't wait to help dwarves build a cool city and whatnot. I can't wait to see it build out because of the way like the early Beast Tribe quests. Really boring. They didn't really change anything in the area, but then you started getting to the Stormblood ones and like a lot of stuff started happening around where you were helping people. And then this one, it's, and then in Shadowbringers with the pixies, like just created my favorite place to take photos. It's kind of amazing how stuff built up and just yay, more Beast Tribes quests, more cool mounts that I'll probably get through that. More Ishgard restoration so that I can spend 20 hours fishing over the span of 3 days so I can hopefully get that Saint of the Firmament title.
God, so I didn't actually watch the live letter or anything, but when I logged in yesterday, one of the people in my FC was just like talking about how he was dreading going back into the diadem, and I was just like, motherfucker, you spent 16 hours a day in there the last time, and you came second. Like he was number one for like botany on my server until the last day when somebody overtook him, and he was just like heartbroken, and I was like trying to talk him out of it, just being like, you don't have to go back in there. You don't have to do it. Don't do it. It's too much.
No, I have to.
You can do other things. Like the entire diadem stuff, like all that like race to get that Saint of the Firmament stuff is, you have to be some kind of masochist. I'm convinced. It is taking on an entire new career for like a week or whatever it is. It's too much.
It's too much. But I am going to fish for hours on end. I'm just going to sit on my stool in one spot and fish and fish and fish. until I have to go repair my fishing rod, and then I'm going to go back to fishing because I want that title, and most importantly, I need to get that tank top and the leather pants because I need leather pants, and to learn how to read and to lean on things, and a cool unicorn, because I was taking a break from the game during the last Firmament thing, and I got back, and I'm like, wait, there's a city here now, and there are fun quests. Oh, I remember those guys from the beginning of A Realm Reborn. Holy shit, what's up, guys? Oh, I'm looking forward to, honestly, spending way too much time fishing when I need a break from running a bakery.
It's too much. It's too much. You're harming yourself going into this. This is I don't like that people do this. I don't like that people do this. This is the worst thing in the game. I hate this. Diadem
Hell is worth it. I've already dealt through fishing up the frickin' Monarch in Japan, in Yangsha, which you have to fish up specific, 7 specific 11 specific different high quality fish before it shows up, and then you have 2 minutes to catch it, and it only shows up if you've had 3 really nice days in a row. One of those fish that you need to catch.
Ugh.
So I literally spent 5 straight hours trying to get that thing to pop. I've spent multiple 5-hour sessions just trying to catch that one fish, and when I finally did, I was the happiest because it's a big gay rainbow.
God. Ugh. It's too much. That's the stuff in 14 that I feel like is just you can't do that. That's not right. But it just hurts me hearing my friends do this stuff.
I honestly really like fishing. Ocean fishing is one of my favorite things to do, just because, hey, it's kind of fun just going out on the ocean and chilling with buds and casting my net out there with my broader otter and his fishing rod. God, I love that little otter. He's such a good boy in his Hawaiian shirt. Now I can wear a Hawaiian shirt with him and do the hula. But okay, let's move on to some of the other things they talked about. They talked about crafting fixes, like being able to reverse search from the items that you have in your inventory what you can make with it. A lot of cleaned up stuff like that. In 5.2, they cleaned up a lot of gathering stuff. This is the crafting stuff, and it makes me so much more excited to actually start crafting, because I have literally gotten to level in the high 70s with most every crafting job and have never actually started a crafting job. You can just do that by turning in stuff to your guild. So I've legitimately never crafted anything until the other day when I started goldsmithing. But they're fixing up a lot of that. They're doing job fixes, like making the bard do more damage, which is extremely necessary, and cutting the MP cost of things for the astrologian. They're nerfing is it the black mage or the summoner with one of their big nuke spells that does way too much damage. But they also announced that they're finally reworking the monk class, which has always been my main job. Because the job has a whole lot of abilities that if you use them, you are stupid. It's just dumb to use them. It's like, oh, hey, you spent all this time building up your power. Use this to use all of it and cut your DPS in half for the next 45 seconds. It's like, no, I don't think I will ever touch that button. Yeah, there are just so many things about Monk that I really love, but need reworking. And it seems like they are reworking those, except they've mostly talked about Greased Lightning, which scares me, because the main thing it needs is more utility with its abilities, more reasons to use its utility cooldown abilities and stuff like that, whereas Greased lightning is the one thing I understand like really well, where it's like, oh, I use fire until I get to 3 stacks, or earth if it's an enemy that uses a lot of AoEs that cover the whole room. And then as soon as I get to 3, I switch over to wind to get my 4th, and then my attack speed is so fast, I'm, instead of being on a 2.5 second cooldown, I'm on a 1 second cooldown, and like I'm just bonk, 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 doing so much damage. It's like, please don't nerf that. Make it stronger, maybe?
Right.
Yeah, like it's really interesting, the stuff they were talking about, but they did say that was waiting until the next patch 5.4 because it's such a big overhaul, which is why I'm like, oh, am I going to completely not know how to play Monk when that happens? And I just hope they don't take abilities, because that's like one of my biggest issues with some of their simplification that they've done, is they've taken away some abilities that are just like extremely awesome looking and fun to photograph that you just can't do anymore, because like the Monk used to have an ability where it was a line attack in front of them, so it wasn't the circular AoEs they have now. It was just it just attacks a line in front of them and you stomp the ground and just a little quake comes forward, but it wasn't the same stomp that you have now.
Sure.
It like looked a whole lot cooler on, in G-pose and stuff like that. So it sucks not being able to take photographs of those abilities anymore. That's my big fear. That's my big fear. It's just like, I don't want you to take away Six-Sided Star because it does some really cool things in its animations. I just want you to make there be a point to me ever using it. Because there's no point to using it. But yeah, like, and they also talked about the Bozja stuff with your relic weapon upgrades, and that is another thing like Eureka, which came in Stormblood, which is just a big field of battle that you run through and do fates and big boss fights, and this is another one of those, and I'm kind of excited to get in from the ground floor, because like the Eureka stuff, I always feel like I'm way far behind because my weapon level's like nothing. And I go in there and there are people with like, oh, it's 96, so you're doing a shitload of damage. And I'm sitting there like doing like, I feel like baby. I feel like baby. I want to be strong. Please let me be strong. And also the biggest thing that damn game needs to add is a frickin' muscle slider for every single race, not just humans. Let my cat be buff.
I didn't know that even existed for humans.
Yes, humans have a muscle slider.
Huh.
That, like, you can get up to having some pretty packed abs and stuff, and it sucks because I want my cat to have packed abs.
Sure.
And arms that aren't like a twig. I'm a monk. I'm punching tanks, and I look like my arms are going to snap in half.
I don't want to see any, like, buff Lalas, though. That's not something I want.
No.
I don't like seeing Lalafell, like, in general, so I don't need to see any buff ones.
Fucked up.
Fucking capitalist scum.
Wow.
That's what Lalafell are.
Sure.
That place is literally a capitalist hellscape. It's my home. Right. I love it. Fuck old da.
Sure.
Anyway, that was most of the live letter.
All right. Thank you. Let's see here. There's some more news here. So I don't know too much about what this app is, but the app Lovestruck, which I guess is just a sort of general community, a general like company, I guess I should say, that writes different like visual novels and romance novels and all that.
Yeah, they're all dating sim visual novels.
Right. So they have a group of writers that I guess they bring on to do the writing for all the visual novels, and 21 of them, I don't know if it's the full roster of the writers or if it's a slice of them, but okay, it's the full roster of the writers. Okay. They have decided to unionize. and they were trying to be recognized by the owner, Voltage Entertainment USA, and Voltage just fired them all. But
it's a weird thing because the writers are all saying, no, they didn't fire us, but their statement says they fired everyone.
It's very odd, yeah. So, yeah, they kind of fired them, but also didn't because they're still negotiating. The union wants to, have better work conditions and protections and, health care and to be just treated as full-time employees.
It's not even that. They are just asking to be paid like rate. The rate that standard rate for their position, for the job they do.
That too.
That is their demand is standard rates, because Voltage pays chicken scratch. It drives me up the wall seeing the way Voltage has responded. It doesn't surprise me. I have a friend who was a producer there that, is very open about the fact that they treated her like frickin' garbage. Felt like she was being walked over all the time, even though she's the reason they started adding gay, and lesbian routes to the games instead of just being, hey, let's have some heterosexual romance. So it's not surprising how shitty they're being, but at the same time, that kind of makes it even more maddening. Because I would have hoped with the amount of turnover they've had in some positions that they would have learned by now to treat people better, but clearly not.
Yeah. So good luck to the union. Hopefully you are recognized and you get what you want because you deserve it. You're doing a lot of work. It seems like it is pretty constant that they are churning out writing and they deserve to be paid thusly. They did say that folks who want to support them should send respectful messages. Don't harass those folks, but do tell them that you support the union. And also, they don't want people to boycott the app. They want people to keep reading the stories, especially the ones that have marginalized folk involved with the stories, because, they want to show people that their work is, enjoyed, that people enjoy their work, but also they want to be supported as well. So, hey, if you enjoy that kind of writing, it's all there for you. And, the people, just remember that the people that write those stories and make those things are people too and should be treated as such.
Yeah. And get paid a quarter of what scale is. That should not be the case.
Should not be the case. That Deadly Premonition 2 patch came out and it didn't do shit.
It made me hate sweary.
Yeah, Laura Dale actually went through the patch, I guess, and went through all the problematic aspects, and they didn't really change a lot. They edited a few small details, but there's still a lot of dead naming and misgendering, and the game still does not actively portray the dead naming as an incorrect thing to do. Swery has been on Twitter, and he is Google translating everything that he's saying. So there are some things that I feel are getting lost in translation.
I hope that's the case because, boy, it reads like he's showing his whole ass.
Yeah.
Just I haven't played it. Solon has played it, and talking to Solon, but it sounds like just from what Solon has said, it does sound like Swery is trying to present this I think part of it is just that that's where he doesn't understand, because something that he's the dead naming and the misgendering is specifically in aspects where York is talking about the character before they transitioned, and so I don't know if it's that Swery doesn't know that you're not supposed to do that if someone has transitioned, you should refer to them as who they are, even from before they came out. He might not know that, or maybe because again, he's Google translating things. I don't know if it's supposed to be that York doesn't know that, but that's also something that's really hard to express as York is just doing it, and it's not like someone's like, hey, you shouldn't do that. Everyone's just doing that because, who fucking knows? It's just sounds like it's something that needs to be handled better, and because Swery doesn't speak the language, it's difficult to parse what his intentions are, and it does sound like he is not actively trying to be awful, but it just really sounds like there is just no real way to connect through the language barrier, and I think just someone needs to, someone who is fluent in Japanese needs to sit him down and be like, listen, this is what you're doing wrong. And then if he continues to argue, then I think that is the period on this statement of fuck Swery. But it, from what I'm seeing right now, it really just looks like a huge failure to communicate, and I don't, he definitely has some shit that he needs to figure out, because it's so baffling that he got it so right in the missing, and he's having so much trouble here.
He needs to hire somebody to translate his tweets for him. Yeah. Instead of going to Google Translate, because that's the big problem, because some of his tweets sound straight out of Gamergate playbooks. It's really bad looking. It's a really bad look for him. And that, I mean, enough people who know Swery, and he seems like a genuinely, I want to educate myself person. He seems like in the same boat as when the Yakuza games, 3, 4, and 5 were re-released over here with all the cut content added back in, but they cut the transphobic stuff and people got all pissed off about it, and the director was like, no, I visited America a bunch, I met a lot of people, and I learned that shit was wrong, so I took it out. It was my choice. This isn't some translation thing. That shouldn't have been in there. Yeah. And Swery genuinely kind of seems like somebody who doesn't want to hurt people, but also doesn't understand why he's hurting people.
Mm-hmm. Sure, yeah.
He needs to fix his shit. That is 100% how it is.
And he needs to bring somebody in to, when you're talking about stuff like this, especially, it shouldn't be run through Google Translate.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That is number one.
That could be the big issue here, is just hire somebody that isn't an abuser, hire somebody to translate your stuff for you that isn't fucking mad. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And, I guess the last bit of news that is maybe the fucking wildest thing that they announced this week. G4 is coming back?
Yeah.
So, it's not going to be on TV. It sounds like it's just going to be some kind of online thing. I was thinking it might, maybe it will be, because it seems like it's tied to IGN somehow. I was reminded that IGN has those streaming channels on stuff like all those Pluto TV and all those other free television things. They have an IGN channel. I was thinking they might just turn that into the G4 network.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They started up, or I guess they revived, the old X-Play and Attack of the Show Twitters. So I guess
there was one more too. It was the Tech Talk that had the old guy that hosted it.
Something like that.
I'm forgetting the name of it, but
I don't remember. But yeah, it's just seems like they're bringing that back somehow. People were talking about, is X-Play going to have Sessler and Webb on it? And probably not, because Sessler is off being a weird Hillary bastard and yelling at people on Twitter, and Morgan Webb is sitting pretty at Blizzard, right? Or something. Yeah, they're fine. They don't got to worry about that. Olivia Munn probably isn't going to come back to Attack the Show, because she's a Hollywood actress now.
Didn't she tease that though?
She might show up, but she's in movies now. I don't know why she would want to.
She tweeted a picture of herself with Kevin Pereira going, "Hey, you want to bring that back?"
I mean, I kind of don't know why she would do that, but I don't know. Sure, I guess. I mean, guess
maybe
if she does do that, then sure.
After, calling out the fact that the director had a rapist on set of the last Alien movie probably hurt her acting career a little bit.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time she was in anything.
She hasn't been in anything since that happened.
That's a shame in its own way. I mean, I just hope that, like, really the thing that I hope with this G4 revival is that it has matured as much as games in general have matured.
Sure.
More than that, I would hope. Because, like, you look at old G4 stuff and all the big things, like, everyone's saying, like, yeah, it's like wet t-shirt contest level stuff, where it's like, like, the famous things are like Olivia Munn, like, eating hot dogs on strings, and, like, all the, like, debasing things that they had women do, and, it was very much like a man channel, where it was, like, supposed to be for teenage boys, and, like, that was... I watched that when I was a teenage boy, and I just remember watching the games criticism and being interested in that, and, having to, like, change the channel when my mom was in the room, and you would hope that that was something that's not what this is going to be in 2020 or 2021 when it's going to come back, because
sure,
it should be something that people are fine to watch, that they feel like they're learning something, and... like X-Play and Attack of the Show had those moments. They had those moments of, like, legitimate passion on the show and, like, actual cool information. But, you do worry that it will just regress back to that immature, embarrassing shit. You'll see. We will see. Maybe it'll be on Peacock, because it's going to be like it's a Comcast. Like, G4 is owned by Comcast, so
yeah.
So is NBC Universal. So maybe it'll be on Peacock. Maybe they'll just put it out as, like, a streaming channel. Who knows? But
what I want to know is if they're going to bring back G4, which I've never seen because it wasn't over here, obviously.
Yes.
What I want to know is, when are they bringing Gamesville back? When are we getting the Games Guru out of his, like, elevator shaft or wherever he is? When are we getting that? That's the fucking 2000s gaming show that the people need. We need Gamesville.
Where is the Games Guru? When is he?
Where is he?
Where the fuck is he? He's gonna let us know secrets about the games, like, I don't know, there's no cheat codes anymore.
Yeah, we need the days back of him, like, opening his Motorola flip phone and then badly superimposing a video of a child asking him for Tony Hawk cheats on that thing. Like, that's the shit we need.
You got a new, quote-unquote, new Tony Hawk game coming out. They better have cheat codes in that game, Then the Games Guru can give you the cheats.
We need the Games Guru back. We need some weird, like, Christmas special where they give the studio audience copies of Charlie's Angels for the PS2 as, like, their Christmas gifts. Like, bring fucking Gamesville back. People should go on YouTube and look up Gamesville. That's with a Z, by the way. Games with a Z.
Of course.
Just the worst video games TV show ever made. It's so beautiful. I love it so much.
It's very good.
I wish I could remember what the one we used to have, like, a local cable access one in my town back in, like, I'm really old, so it was like, hey, come get your Castlevania 3 codes to skip to X level and whatnot. With just, like, reviews of NES games and hints and tips for a half hour 3 times a week. And the people behind it were really bad at video games, which made it even better.
It wouldn't have been Flights of Fantasy at all, would it? Was it George Wood? Were you watching George Wood on your TV every week? Oh,
no, it was local cable access. It was literally the guy who runs one of my local game stores now.
Okay,
it used to be the host of that.
All right. I remember we had this, like, weird one over here. I think it was called, like, what was it called? Like, GamerNet or something like that. But it was like YouTube streams before, or not YouTube streams, like Twitch streams, like 15 years before Twitch existed. It was like, here's some people in this, like, studio for this low budget TV station, and they're going to sit in front of a green screen and play video games, and they're going to have like a text number, and you can send SMS messages in that come up on the screen that they read out, and like it was just like 2 hours every day of these people just playing video games and being like, yeah, Gamesville sucks, fuck Gamesville, or whatever. Like, I miss that. That's the shit. Like, I miss those days. I miss when nobody knew what they were doing, but they still wanted to make TV about video games. That was the best.
That's the dream. Like, I think I would do anything to just host a local broadcast video game news and reviews thing. Like, oh my god, I wish Chooch could just be that. That would be the best thing in the world.
Oh god, that would be so much fun.
Just all of us in an office, just doing dumb shit, just doing skits.
Just the old Giant Bomb office, kind of, every brick wall, frickin' Wayne's World-esque.
Old Mega 64 kind of shit, yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's the stuff right there. Mm-hmm.
I would totally be down for that.
Yeah. Alright, we should go on to questions. Are y'all ready for that?
Sure.
Oh, I'm ready for this.
If you want to send in a question, go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. You'll sound like these fine folks right here. Morat sent in a question. Playing Risk of Rain 2 with Solon lately reminded me of growing up in the NES era, when we dreamed of our favorite games being in 3D, which, admittedly, looked more like 3D NES-style 2.5D than, say, Mario 64, Sunshine, or Odyssey. What 2D game would you love to see adapted directly into 3D in whatever form, and what would that look like to you, both visually and mechanically? I mean, I would love for Tekken Cross Street Fighter to happen.
Sure, yeah.
Oh god, this is a hard one, because I go back and I look at it and I go, I don't know if I want 3D game or old 2D games to suddenly be 3D. I already like.
Yeah, you can count the number of games that successfully made that leap on one hand. You know, it's like you think about like Mario and Zelda and some of those other like big Nintendo games and how they transitioned to 3D really well. And then you just think about so many other of those games. You're just like, man, no, they shouldn't have done that.
I think of it in ways that I look at like, what would I want a 3D remake of? And like, I go through my history of games and I'm like sitting there like, I wouldn't want Suikoden 1 or 2 because those games are just incredible pixel art.
Right.
I wouldn't, there are so many games that, like the first Final Fantasy was good because of the era it came out in. I didn't even like the GBA remake that updated the sprites to nicer looking things. I thought they were hideous because just the original sprites meant so much to or how I picture that thing. I remember like the original Final Fantasy tech demo that they released on the PlayStation was a fight with all the Final Fantasy VI characters, and I fucking hated it. So like, I feel like
there's more games that I would rather have 3D games turn into 2D instead.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, yeah, exactly. I would love to see more games with like old or just like really high quality pixel art. Like if they had kept getting better at pixel art between Suikoden 1 and 2 to that same level of improvement into 3, God, like, I don't know. Like, yeah, it's honestly like I can't think of a game that I love like intensely that I would ever want to see in like some big 3D remake of.
Yeah, like when I think about the 2D games that I like most, like they've already spun Metroid out into Metroid Prime and those work fine, like, but they're still not as good as like Super Metroid. And I don't need like Alundra or Illusion of Gaia or something like that to be made into a 3D game to like think those are good games. So
yeah, or like frickin' Terranigma that you got and we didn't, you bastard.
Yeah, like there really isn't any of those that make me sit there and go like, oh, I would really like to see that in 3D. Like, I almost feel like it would almost kind of like ruin the experience. Like they re-released that, or not re-released. They released that like Trials of Mana remake recently, and it just doesn't look right to me.
I mean, I like it a lot. I like it a lot, but I always play with like the original music on. I think their new update is just not as good. And yeah, like the original version played, I love it, but I love playing the original version more.
Yeah, I almost think like you do that and it kind of ruins the nostalgia for me, at least.
Yeah.
Like I haven't touched Illusion of Gaia in probably 20 years or more. Like I played that game when I was like 8 and in like 1998 or whatever. Like I just don't feel like I need to go back and see it again, you know? Like it's just I just can't imagine it like that. Like the closest I can think of is like, you know, like early PS1 like 2.5D games like Final Fantasy VII, like and the job they did on that, like where you're taking stuff that was pre-rendered and making it into an environment you can actually like explore and move around in, but I don't want to see that done with any real like 2D pixel art style games, personally.
Yeah, like the only thing that works for me is the ones that are like, Final Fantasy VII Remake and stuff like that, because it's something that was already 3D, just making it actually 3D.
Right, yeah.
Like, yeah, I can't think of anything.
I have a fucked up answer.
Oh.
Okay.
Fate Grand Order.
That's fucked up.
No. Let me explain.
Uh-huh.
In the sense that I want a Fate Grand Order game that is just like a character action game or just a normal RPG that isn't a gacha game.
Alright, fine.
Yeah.
That is my answer.
And that reminds me, that's one piece of news we missed. They're remaking Fate Extra for the PSP on the Switch.
We did forget to mention that. Yeah, well, I think it's also PS4 as well. But yeah, they're remaking Fate Extra. That is a game that a lot of Fate fans enjoy, kind of despite itself, because the combat sucks ass. But
rock, paper, scissors, baby.
It's really bad. Like, as I played that game a little bit recently, and it's very, very bad. But this remake is getting rid of that. They're doing a more standard combat. Like, I don't think it's like super standard, but it's something that's less random. But like, people love the characters from that. Like a lot of people's favorite servants are from that. Like, you know, Nero and Tamamo and Francis Drake and Gawain and like a lot of people's favorites. And, you know, they had like the Tsukihime and like Shiki's in there, like a lot of characters that people really like. And then the sequel, the Fate CCC, which they don't know, like they did an interview where they were like straight up like, we don't know if we're gonna remake that because it's too horny. Like,
it is.
Yeah, because they're just like, okay, we're gonna have to like model Passion Lips' gigantic titties, and we're gonna have to have an HD scene of Kiara fucking the planet. Like,
hell yeah.
I mean, you know, that's Fate, baby. That's what the people want. So I'm sure Fate Extra will sell well, and I bet they'll do CCC because everyone wants BB in their life. I mean, you know, BB is pretty great. She's fun.
Yeah.
So,
and just reading frickin' Nasu porn, just that guy.
You gotta put the meat sauce on the spaghetti or whatever that line is.
There's no H in Fate Extra or CCC. It's just it's not that bad. But I mean, I still think that they should like put obviously a censored version, but they should put Fate Stay Night on Steam or something. They need to have an official translation of that game already.
They could put that thing on Steam without censoring it at this point.
I mean, I think they should censor it. Like, I'm not saying it.
I do too.
I'm not saying it as it's too much. Oh, think of the children. I mean, think of the children because it's so bad. Like, it just it's fucking horrible.
You listen to him do interviews and he sits there and he's like, I just put that stuff in there because I have to, because of the genre. I actually fucking hate writing it.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
But
because it is hilarious.
Yeah, I'll definitely be getting that, because I mean, like, they haven't said it's coming out over here yet, but there's an English version of the site, like their official site, and also they're bringing the Fate cooking game over here. If they're gonna bring that over, they're gonna bring the big RPG that, like, everybody loves, and, like, the entire Fate fandom, like, everyone loves Nero, everybody loves Tamamo, like, those are the games that's from, so they'll bring it over. It'll happen. Let's see here. Anonymous asks, those new Far Cry teasers with Giancarlo Esposito really make me think they're going to have the fascist villain be proven right again. Am I being pessimistic about the series?
I mean, it's fucking Far Cry, right? Like, you can't be pessimistic about Far Cry at this point. It's fucking Far Cry. It's what are you expecting? Like,
this game, like, if there's an expose about this game being funded by the CIA in a few years, I'll be like, yeah, like, I won't bat an eye, because it probably was. It's just it's
more
that
than likely.
It is 100% like just making countries like that look bad. So yeah.
Yeah, no, Far Cry 4 is probably going to suck and continue their, hey, let's completely misunderstand fucking everything about protest and stuff like that.
Have they come out and said that they're not making a political statement yet with that game? Because I feel like it's only a matter of time until they say, oh, it's not meant to be political, despite the fact that, like, you couldn't make a more politically charged trailer for a video game, but, like...
I mean, I think they just Googled some images, because a little bit of research would have shown them that their DLC dog with a bandana explosive weapon or whatever it is the same bandana alt-right Nazis wear.
God.
In those areas of the world.
Fucking...
Yeah.
I wish, like, anybody at Ubisoft would just, like... just say no to whoever is, like, making these decisions. Like, just say no. Just be like, listen, fucking think about what you're doing, please. Please.
It's
Let's see here. Angie from the Discord sent in two things. First one is just Common fucking Rider, baby, because they did announce a Common Rider game. Which,
yes, they did.
That's good.
That is going to have an English translation in, I think it was Hong Kong.
So it'll be one of those, like, import or, hey, actually, this is her question here. What is the best way to get a foreign game? Making an overseas account or importing a digital/physical copy? So I guess the answer is depending on your console, and also depending on if you care about physical releases or not. It's possible to make a like an account on your PlayStation 4 that is connected to a different country, but it is kind of difficult. It's a pain in the ass. But you can just import those games, and they should just work, right? Do they?
Yeah, it's region free.
Okay,
yeah.
It's region free, and it's not too bad. You just have to do everything monetarily through buying game cards online. So it's like, oh, I got to buy my $50 or 50,000 yen PSN card or whatever to be able to buy things from PSN Japan. So it's,
and I mean, if you do want to get the physical version, you can definitely just import. And it shouldn't be too much more, like, I mean, you'll have to pay, like, some import fees and some shipping, but you can get like a lot of those Hong Kong and like East Asian versions of those games, they will have English translations, and they 100% do that because they know they will have people importing the game. It's just a licensing issue. So like they do that all the time with those Gundam games and the Super Robot Wars games. It is 100% because they know that people in America want and Europe want to play the game. They just can't license it. But then if you're talking about the Switch, The Switch, it's very, very easy to have a foreign account. Like, I have an account for Japan and an account for Europe, just in case I get like a code or if there's a demo in the Japanese eShop or something like that. It's very easy. You just set up a new account, like a new account on your Switch, and then you just designate it as that country. And you do have to have a separate email, which is funny because I just have my Chooch email like lined up with the Japanese account, and so every once in a while I'll just get like a Nintendo email that's just purely in Japanese, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's because of that. But you know, it just works. You just sign on to the like all you do is when you click on the eShop, you click on that account, and it signs you into that country's account, and you can download the games. You can use your credit card. Like, it just works.
It's weird. That's the one area where Switch got online right.
Yeah. And then also, once you have the game downloaded, you can play it on your main account with no issues. So you don't have to worry about that. And I mean, if it has like an English version, it should just automatically work like that. Like, I for my birthday, I got a PAL region copy of Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and I sign in on my like US account, and it just works. So there's no problem with that at all.
Yeah. And it's the same with PSN or PlayStation. If you download something like on your Hong Kong account or whatever, it'll still work on your US or EU or whatever account.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Let's see. Anonymous asks, why do they keep GameStop so warm? It's already embarrassing being there, but then they make you sweaty? It's because they want you out of there.
They want you to like. They want to short circuit your brain so that they can sell you a Game Informer subscription or whatever.
Excuse me. Power up rewards.
Well, look, I have not been in a GameStop in years, so I don't know what it's called anymore. But yeah, are GameStops normally warm? I don't think I've ever like
they are
been in a GameStop and been like, oh, it's really warm in here, unless it was warm in general. I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, you know, it's kind of hard for me to notice because as a Floridian, it is warm everywhere. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from. It is definitely like I think it must be some kind of tactic to make you buy more, or I mean, they might also just be doing that to keep people from hanging out in there because, you know, a game store attracts the kind of people who just want to sit there and talk to the cashiers and just want to be friends with them because they know video games, and it's like, bro, they're just trying to work. Leave them alone. Anonymous asks, has anyone actually tried Gamer Goo? Like, does it have a taste? Well, if you look up our CEO 2019 panel, you can figure out the answer for yourself. I'll just leave it at that.
Zach's hands were so dry.
They were fucked up. I'm surprised that we didn't get in more trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jabali, you are a saint for letting us return, because I probably wouldn't have. Let's see here, and we'll wrap it up with this one here. Again, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask if you want to send in a question. And it's Harlequin Wheels. When you've made it on live TV as a host of X-Play, how long would you wait before you try to explain what Tigger's numbers is on the show? Also, which SciTube regular would you get on as a guest? These are very, very important questions. I feel like Tigger's numbers would be something that I'll wait like 2 months, I think, would be good for that.
I think with Tigger, you gotta start dropping like little clues about him, like very like early in, but like never I would never actually expand on what it is. I would just like occasionally make reference to it and just like, you know, just give a little wink to the camera or whatever. As far as a guest,
I see now. Also, I feel like I don't know if everyone listening knows Tigger's numbers, so I'm just gonna.
That's true. Yeah,
I'll give the quick and dirty. At one point, I was driving home from work, and I was trying to remember the game Tigger's Honey Hunt, and I mixed that up with the game Elmo's Numbers, both for the N64, and it just came out as Tigger's Numbers, and it was then decided that each day Tigger has dominion over two numbers between 1 and 99. And so Stu, also from the Discord, a friend of the site, great talented programmer. Shout out to him helping Wayne Radio with that fax stream.
Yeah.
That tech was Stu, so shout out to Stu. But he made a bot for Tigger that every day he posts the numbers, and he posted on Twitter. There's a Tigger's Numbers Twitter, but for a while it was also being posted on Discord, but like the API changed, and also I think some stuff got banned because there was like some weird like pinging of servers, so we're still figuring that out on the Discord, but he would also post the numbers every day on the Discord, so we'll fix that. And if you want to hang out in our Discord, the GameZone.zone, once that's fixed, you will be able to see Tigger's numbers every day.
I feel like the Tigger's numbers thing came up originally on the podcast, I thought. I think like there might actually be just an episode somewhere like a couple of years ago that's just called like Tigger's numbers, because that's
I feel
where
like I explained it on that episode.
Maybe.
I 100% recall driving home from work and just being so blasted from work all day and being like, what, like Tigger's numbers? And everyone's like, what the hell are you talking Tigger's numbers? Yeah, I recall that, but so the SciTube regular answer. I mean, I think the easy answer is the LA Beast. You get the LA
I was
Beast
gonna say,
on display.
like, you mentioned earlier that they used to do segments where, like, they'd have, like, Olivia Munn just, like, eat hot dogs or whatever. I mean, LA Beast just, like, goes to town on some dogs, you know? He'll swallow those things whole, so... Although, are you able to put puking on TV? Are you able to do that? I don't know.
I couldn't tell you. I mean,
it's not going to be on TV, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much the obvious answer, I feel like.
It's got to be the Beast. But if it's not him, what other answer would
Feature Man.
Feature Man.
Feature Man.
I would love to just ask him what he knows about video games, just if he knows anything about video games, because I bet he doesn't know anything.
I would have him on, again, for food-related segments, where he could, like, teach gamers how to make, like, gamer meals, to keep them low cost gamer meals to keep you full and full of energy, while ensuring you can save your money for your loot boxes and your premium currency and all that stuff.
Yeah, you could eat some disgusting mac and cheese with tuna and crackers and what else was in there? Like tomatoes.
There was the rice he made where it was like rice and milk and chocolate syrup and whipped cream and sprinkles, and it was just like,
you're like, I just want to die.
Yeah. He eats like he'll start making something and you'll be like, okay, that's a little weird, but okay, and then he'll like go, and now it's time for the secret ingredients, and that's when it just goes completely off the rails. Like, you're making fucking like spaghetti. Why are you putting chocolate syrup or whatever into it?
Baked
like, what
beans.
are you doing? What is going on? Like,
it's not right.
Well, if we want to keep with the sausages on string theme, you could always have everyday ordinary sausage come out.
It'd be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Be like, hey, here's that Taco Bell sausage. Here's
Here's a G Fuel sausage.
G Fuel sausage. Oh, God.
The Code Red sausage.
Ugh.
Or, either him or my brain's not working on her name. The wonderful chef you've introduced us to.
Oh, Kay's cooking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kay would be great. Give her a full kitchen.
We could talk to her about fucking whatchamacallit, Legacy of...
Oh, Legacy of Kane. Yeah, because she does have the Legacy of Kane shirt she wears all the time. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And like the good Legacy of Kane, not even Soul Reaver.
But all right. That should do it, everybody. Good episode. Thank you, too, for being on.
Thank
folks,
you.
Of course, you can find the rest of Chooch's stuff on Twitter at Video Game Choo Choo. Or no, at VG Choo Choo. It's at VG Choo Choo on Twitter. Twitter.com/VG Choo Choo. We have our Tumblr, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on a bunch of other stuff, probably. I don't know. I was reminded recently that we have a subreddit parked on that we never use.
Do we?
Yeah, I think it's locked. We just had it
News
sat
to
on.
me.
I don't know if that's something we should probably not do anything with.
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
No. Of course, you can come hang out with us in our Discord server, thegamezone.zone. Type that into your web browser and it'll bring you straight there. We've got plenty of fun conversation, and we play games together a lot. So come on down. We stream on Twitch sometimes. Not really recently, but, that's something we can look into soon. I'm thinking that would be fun. And we also have a Patreon, patreon.com/VGCC. Obviously, it's still rough out there. There are still plenty of places that you could be giving your money. There's a lot of bail bonds. There's a lot of GoFundMes, and there's people struggling out there. And that is 100% more important than our dumb website. But if you do have $3 left over and you want to support us, feel free to. It's $3 a month. You'll get early access to... Right now, it's mostly just Choochgotchery, but that is our anime podcast with myself, Rose, and LV. We talk about anime. It's every 2 weeks. It's a good time. And we're working on bringing back the Sekiro Let's Play, and, just a bunch of other stuff cooking. So that'll be what's in the works. As for you two, where can we find you? Niall, go ahead. What else do you have cooking?
If you like cool performance art, I do a podcast with Ryan, who used to be on the site, who we were talking about earlier. It's called Borat Club, and we are currently 36 weeks into our year of watching Borat every week. And it is slowly killing us, but it is a time, and I would very much appreciate if people checked that show out. It's on Twitter as well, at Borat Club. I do not have a personal Twitter, but if you want to hear my thoughts on Borat and on Sacha Baron Cohen, let me tell you, they're not positive. So, yeah.
Yes. How about you, Chris?
You can find me on Twitter at Judgment Scythe, on Twitch at twitch.tv/ChikatsuStar, and that's pretty much it. Come hang out in the Discord, and I'm actually somewhat active on there lately, so hang out. Be cool.
I'm in there all the goddamn time. That place is... That is my like, Chooch is my baby, but the Chooch Discord is like my baby's baby. It's like my grandchild that I also love a lot. And yes, you can also find me on Twitter at JOHN_MICHONSKI. If you don't do the underscore, that's my old account that I got banned from. Yeah, but don't say that you're gonna kill somebody on a specific day. That sets off the algorithm thing and will get you banned. Just don't threaten anyone in general, I guess. And that should do it. Thank you so much for listening. We will be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. So long.
I didn't explode.
Wow! Oh, yeah! Yeah! Video games! We are gaming! We are gamers! Yes!
The most gamer.
We are gamers! Fear us. I'm like really scared with this microphone that I'm gonna like accidentally ASMR people if I whisper. I'm so scared. I don't want to. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it because I'm scared. So I don't want to do it.
It's
I gotta be
okay.
careful. I'm not going to.
ASMR is not a bad thing.
Yeah. Time out. No.
Sorry.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Please, we don't need that crowd.
We don't want that crowd.
You're right. I am sorry.
Better be. Sony
engineer mode off.
Okay. I still think the funniest ASMR thing I've ever seen was the Spider-Man one that had a friend of mine and I dug up, where he's he put up a web, I guess, to try to capture the lizard.
Oh yes, that one.
Yeah, and he walks up to the web already whispering. So he'd be doing ASMR to the lizard if the lizard was there. He'd just be like, all right, motherfucker, I'm gonna give you the tingles. That's gonna be what he does. But yeah,
Sorry,
did you
say I'm going to give you the tingles?
Yeah, he's gonna give the lizard the tingles, and that's how he's gonna stop him, I guess. I don't know.
That's not how spider sense works.
Normally he gets the tingles, not the other way around.
Yeah.
I still think the worst one is the remember the Funko Pop opening one?
Oh god, yeah.
That was the worst one. Where it was just like some dude unboxing a Funko Pop and he's like explaining it with an ASMR mic. The worst.
I mean, I feel like once you just start looking up like characters, that's when it gets really rough to listen to. But
yeah.
You know,
there's a lot of rough ASMR out there.
Absolutely.
Though.
Yes. It's rough out there.
It's bad.
Mm-hmm.